It all began with an offer too good to be true, a sprawling estate at an unimaginable price. The Johnsons, eager for a fresh start, saw opportunity where others saw ruin. But as shadows lengthened across Briarwood Manor, it became clear that the bargain was more than they had bargained for. From the moment they crossed the threshold, an unsettling chill hung in the air. Dust-laden corridors echoed with whispers of the past, and each creaking floorboard seemed to sigh an ancient lamentation. Yet Mary and Tom Johnson dismissed these as mere relics of a bygone era. Days turned into nights, and the nights stretched on endlessly. The manor seemed to breathe with a life of its own, the very walls pulsating with unseen energy. Objects shifted without cause, and doors that were once closed stood ajar, revealing secrets best left forgotten. The children, David and Emily, spoke of imaginary friends who played in the shadows, their laughter laced with an odd cadence that sent shivers down the spine of any adult who heard. But in the innocence of youth, they welcomed these spectral playmates without question. Renovations began in earnest, and with each wall torn down, the manor revealed its secrets. Hidden rooms sealed with faded wallpaper, forgotten artifacts that hummed with latent power. It was within these confines that the past reached out, desperate to tell its story. Night after night, the hauntings grew more intense. Footsteps echoed down empty hallways, and the chilling sensation of being watched became a constant companion. The manor's presence was undeniable, a living entity feeding on their mounting fear. In their desperation, the Johnsons scoured the town archives, sifting through dusty tomes and yellowed newspaper clippings. It was there they discovered the manor's cursed legacy, a history of vanished occupants, all seemingly erased from time. The deeper they delved, the darker the tales became. Rumors of a sinister ritual conducted decades ago, binding souls to the manor itself, a sacrificial offering that needed replenishing, a family to willingly inhabit its walls every decade to keep the darkness at bay. The pieces began to fall into place. Each shift in the night, every chill that crept along their skin, was a reminder of their fate. They realized the manor had chosen them long before they had crossed its threshold, ensnaring them in its eternal embrace. Haunted by the relentless spirits, the family consulted with mediums and paranormal experts, all of whom echoed the same daunting truth. The manor was alive, a sentient entity thriving off the fear and despair of its inhabitants. It became clear that escape was futile. Briarwood Manor had woven its tendrils too deep. With each attempt to leave, the shadows would thicken, their whispers turning to screams, a spectral plea that could not be ignored. As the days passed, the line between reality and nightmare blurred. Apparitions walked the halls, their mournful eyes telling tales of choices made and lives lost. The Johnsons felt the weight of their predecessors, a lineage of despair etched into every crevice. In the quiet hours before dawn, Mary uncovered a diary belonging to a previous occupant. The pages spoke of the same terror, of an entity that demanded loyalty and consumed all hope. Each entry resonated with their own terror, a mirror to their plight. Tom, driven to the brink, decided to confront the entity. He descended into the depths of the manor, the cellar where the air grew thick with malevolence, and the walls seemed to pulse with a heartbeat all their own. In the inky darkness, he found the source of the haunting, a relic of the ritual itself, still tainted with the souls of those who had come before. This artifact held the key, yet its power threatened to shatter his very being. As Tom struggled against the force, the walls echoed with a cacophony of voices, each begging for release, each pleading for peace. The weight of every soul trapped within the manor bore down upon him, a spectral chorus of endless torment. At the brink of collapse, Mary appeared, her own resolve strengthening his. Together, they resolved to break the cycle, to free themselves and all those ensnared. In their unity, a light shone through the darkness, a beacon of hope against the eternal night. In a final, desperate act, they destroyed the relic. The manor trembled, its foundations rocking with the force of released souls. Shadows screamed and dissipated, and for the first time, silence reigned, a tranquil peace that felt foreign yet welcome. The truth hit them like a cold wind. The manor, needing a family to choose it willingly, had orchestrated their arrival. They had been carefully selected, their fates entwined with the manor's dark legacy before they even knew of its existence. If you're watching this in the dark, remember, the world is full of shadows waiting to be unveiled. Subscribe to Whispers in the Dark for more tales that lurk in the twilight. Join us again, if you dare, for another journey into the unknown.